everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Joanne from Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy.
We're coming from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. And I hope we're up and down because all of a sudden our time is on the side instead of on the top.
Looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
So we're looking at it weirdly, wondering what is up with that?
Yeah. So maybe our video will show in a long rectangle or something instead. I don't know.
Well, then we'll look skinny.
We'll see. Oh, there you go.
That's always good for a laugh.
Yep, that is.
Oh, goodness sakes. Here we are, Saturday morning.
Yep.
Being goofy.
Yeah, our warm weather is gone.
It's gone. It's cold again. Dang.
Yeah, frost on the ground again this morning.
It's chilly.
Yeah. Not as cold as yesterday, though. Yesterday it was really cold. I was telling them last night, I walked outside right after I got out of the shower. I went out with the dog, and my hair froze. I got in, and it was frozen, crunchy.
You know, when I was a kid, when we did stuff like that, my mom said, you know, you're going to catch a head cold.
Oh, no.
You're going to get sick.
You don't get a cold from being cold.
I know, but it's just that, you know, that's what my mom always said.
Yeah, yep.
Never argue with your mom.
No.
Especially when you're a mom, because you know how many times you argued with her when you were a kid,
right.
and that was bad.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are.
Here we are.
I'm just really out of it this morning. I'm groggy. I don't know why. It's just total. I mean, I slept great.
That's good.
Yeah. No, I slept fine. Yeah, because this has not been a good week for sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I was tossing and turning a whole lot. But yeah, I slept fine last night. I don't know.
Wow.
Just groggy this morning.
You have to have your coffee.
I guess.
Then it'll clear.
Yes. All right.
So.
Little Starbucks this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So the elephant in the room, see behind us?
It's gorgeous.
That's my new design. I don't think they can see it. Well, let's
bring
pull
it
it out.
Whoa. Don't tip her over.
Can you see it better now? Well, maybe we'll have to tip her in.
There.
Then now you
She can sit on my lap.
Yeah.
This.
So this is a little capelet I designed. This is going to be the size small. And this is just Cascade 220 Superwash. So just a light worsted yarn. I'm writing up the pattern. I wrote the chart out, but I still have to write up the pattern. It's just scribbles on a piece of paper right now. But I am going to look for testers. So if you're interested in testing this pattern, especially if you're in the medium size, which is going to be size 36 to 46 inch bust, and then you know, let me know. It's info@magpiescottage.com, and I will get you the pattern as soon as it's written. It should be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I am going to make the largest size, which is for size 46 to 56 inch bust, but then the finished size is like 66 around at the bottom. So yeah, I'll make that one again. So that's what my second one will be. But you know, if you want to test in that size, that's perfectly fine too, because I need more than my eyes at the pattern. So yeah. Let me know.
Definitely. I mean,
This only took 2 balls of yarn. But I used most of it, so I think the medium is going to take 3. I'm not sure if the large will go into 4 or not.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah.
Although, you know, when you've got the width getting bigger, I mean, all of a sudden you get to those end rows, and it tends to eat yarn pretty quick.
Yep.
But
So
the lace is not real complicated. There's some stitches in there. What did you have? Some
knit 4 together.
Yeah.
And SSK 4 together. So, you know, on each side of the little thing here. So that's the hardest thing. And you need a cable needle for this part. And you have to do it with a cable needle because you like put 2 stitches on your cable needle and then you knit 1. And then you put 1 back, the center one, purl that, and then you do the last one off the cable needle. So you can't really do that without a cable needle. So you do need that for this part.
Okay.
Yeah, this part, no cable needle. It's just increases and, yeah, just increases, no decreases even. Well, yeah, the 4 together, I guess is. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is just beautiful.
Thank you.
I have to admit, I didn't see. You know, she's sneaky about this stuff. I never see it in progress.
Well, this was my half hour in the morning knitting for the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So I put aside my blanket for a couple weeks and did this.
But you didn't even share your ideas. It's just
No, because they have to develop, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't bring them here, but I had a bunch of little swatches just to start out with, because then you make the swatches and you have all your stitch counts, and then you can do all the math, and then I figured out it wouldn't work. It would be like this big around, and you know, so I took out some of the pearls here. I got all the math done, and then I did it.
just crazy.
Got a rolled hem up here, the ribbing. So I did a provisional cast on, and I did like 16 rows, and then folded it in half.
So, beautiful, beautiful capelet.
Yeah. I was calling it a poncho at first, and I seen somebody else have something with the same shape, but it was color work, not lace, and they called it a capelet. So I figured, oh, they must know.
I'd call it a capelet.
Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah, that works for me.
yeah, let me know if you want to test it. Pattern probably won't be out till February, I'd guess, at least.
Probably not. This will take a bit. You
Yeah.
know, and I think that when you're doing something like this, in your mind, you have this vision of what that stitch pattern was, but keeping that and writing that out and putting all the repeats in and all the math of it, that takes some time.
Yeah. Well, I got it all scribbled down, so I just have to type it now. It's all on scratch paper. I have the chart done, and I got a new program. It's called Stitch Mastery, and that lets you do the charts, because the pattern writer I had didn't have like knit 4 together.
Okay.
So, and it didn't have the right cable crossing here with the twisted rib and one in between. So the Stitch Mastery has everything, but it doesn't have a word processor in it. It's just a chart maker.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, we'll go from there. I'll see how that works out using that. It made a nice chart for me to work from, but now moving that chart into a pattern, we'll have to see.
Can you save the chart like as a JPEG or something?
No, it was a different kind of file. And I know I had trouble importing it, but then when I emailed it here, and here I could, because I have an older version of Word here that I write my patterns with. And that one I could import it, I think. But, you know, there's the key.
Right.
You know, and I don't think that was separate, where I'm used to my old one. The key was separate, the chart was separate, the written instructions were separate.
Okay.
You know, and this one, it's not as user-friendly for getting it to the word processor. For making the charts, it's much better.
Interesting.
Who knows? I might take screenshots.
Well, if
paste
that's
them
what
in,
you gotta
know?
do, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Because you can real easily take a screenshot and save it as a JPEG and be done.
Yeah, or, well, they're pings, P-I-N-G.
Or ping would work, yeah.
So I do that a lot. I use that snip and sketch or whatever. Yeah, I use that and just grab screenshots of what I want. If I have to, that's what I'll use.
It works.
Yep. So, but a couple of weeks. So, yep. Oh, before I forget, I have a big announcement about our retreat. I've been stressing over this, you know, with the whole COVID thing. And so finally we got it settled. We cannot have our size group together in January. So we have postponed the retreat. It is now going to be April 22nd to April 25th. So if you decide you want to come those days, if that works better for you, we still have a couple of rooms, not many, because we have 22 people already.
That's great.
We can have 24 rooms. I think 3 are doubled up now. So that's 19 rooms. So we only have 5 rooms left.
Okay. Well, but now maybe some of you will be able to join us.
Yeah, so that would be wonderful if anybody can join us, April 22nd to 25th. So, yeah, it's on the website. You sign up on the website, go to shop online, and then there's a category called retreat.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what I'm wearing today, this is Irigenia, and I made this in 2016. It is crocheted, all this lace work crocheted. It was the first pattern I ever crocheted with a chart.
Really?
Yeah, I never crocheted with a chart before this one. And actually, it's really easy to follow. I mean, because crocheting with a chart, it's not graph, even rows. It's scribbles all over the place. But
I don't think I could do that.
But they color code it. You know, red goes this way and blue goes that way. So you know which stitch goes in the row you're on.
Oh, well, that helps.
Really easy to tell. So, yeah. I didn't start small, obviously. My first chart
No, why bother? Go big or go home.
Jumped right in. I think it was a free pattern. I used Heritage Wave yarn. It's Irigenia, Erigeneia.
Okay.
4.5 millimeter crochet hook. And I used 2 hanks of yarn. It's because it's pretty big. So that's
It is a
what
lot
I'm
of
wearing.
yarn. Does crochet eat? Yeah.
Crochet
yarn.
eats a lot. Yeah, a 1 skein shawl would be very small with crochet.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can
for
tell I
sure.
crochet a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I can if I have to.
Uh-huh.
You know, a little single crochet around the neck edge. Okay, I could do it.
Yeah.
I just choose not to.
Yep.
So, well, do you have any FOs this week?
Well, this was my FO.
Okay, that's a pretty big FO.
And then we talked about a little Christmas tree last week.
Yeah.
Well, I made a little Christmas tree. I still have to put a star on top. I think I'm just going to do a silver ribbon and tie it in a bow.
You know what? You could do that, or I've seen those little mini pom-poms.
That's what my other idea was, because we have some up front that are beaded.
Yeah, mini pom-poms, stick that up there.
Yeah.
I've seen them like at the fabric store that have like sparkles in it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. But yeah, you can see I put beads in it. They're just little wooden beads.
They're cute.
And yeah, the crochet hook fit through them to pull them on, so that's what I used. It's all soft and squishy. So, and I left my beginning a row marker in to show you. It's kind of dark. But this is how I mark my rows in crochet. Is you'd lay a piece of yarn, because you can't do like you do in knitting and slide it along. That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
So for one row, I lay it forward, go around, and then when I get to the first stitch of the next row, I lay it back. And so it kind of weaves itself in. And then when you're done with your project, you just give it a yank and it comes right out and you're all done. So I left that in just to show you.
I was sitting here looking at this ornament thinking, oh, that red garland is a really cute idea.
Nope, it's out. Yeah.
I'd have left it in.
Yeah.
Okay, total doofus here this morning.
Uh-huh. So that's it. That's my FOs for the week. The tree and this.
Well, she's been busy.
And this almost didn't get done because last week I told you I was going to crochet all weekend. Well, my thumb gave out. I have that happen with crochet. My thumb gets so sore right here. And so I stopped crocheting for like 5 days. And then today I finished this off. I just had the bottom to go. But I got out the Addy hook, that ergonomic one, and I used that.
How did that work on your
It
thumb?
doesn't hurt at all this morning, but
Oh, okay.
I'll try a couple more now today that it's at its rest and see.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'll make more trees, but I like this yarn. That's the Encore Stars.
Yep,
with the little sparkle. Yeah, so that worked out really, really nice. So I have a skein of that at home, so I might make more trees.
Well, you know, if you put crochet a chain, tie the chain into a bow on the end, tack that, and then you got the rest of your chain for your hanger. It'd be really kind of cute. Hanging on your tree, or hanging
that's
in the
going
window.
in the front window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in your case, going in the window, but yeah, she's really going all out with this window thing.
Yeah, it's a window contest for Downtown Falls because we're not having Main Street Memories this year.
That's kind of
So
disappointing.
they're doing
but
a window contest. There's even a prize, two top prizes, and then you win free advertising in the review.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
So what do you have what do you have around your neck first?
I can't remember the name. As you said the name of that, I gotta look. I'll have to write it down. But it
Okay.
is a garter mosaic shawl designed by Lisa Ross. I tested it a couple years ago, and I can't remember the name of it.
Just looking at it, I knew it was Lisa Ross, though. That's typically her style.
It is, but you know, she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You know, I love her sense of how things put together. I wear, when I look at what I wear a lot of my shawls, I mean, let's face it, I got a pile of knitwear, you know, a mile high at home. And I got to figure out what the heck to do with all of it. I think I'm going to give some to my sisters, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, this one is one I grab all the time.
Okay.
So why not, right? So I will look it up and we'll post it somewhere.
Yeah, if you can put it in the Ravelry group.
Yeah,
That would
I'll
be
have to think to
perfect.
do that. And then I brought along my mittens. Ta-da, there are 2 mittens, the same size.
Yay.
And the reason I laugh about that is because the first mitten of this pair, I knit and my needles were just too big
Yeah.
for the color work and the fingering weight yarn. So then I finished the second mitten with a smaller needle, and I like the way it fit. But I never got around to the third mitten. So now
Okay.
I got 2 mittens that fit.
Okay.
There is a hat. These are called snaw paws, S-N-A-W
Okay.
is how it's spelled, by Kate Davies. And then there is a matching hat, and it's called Snawhide.
Okay.
And they're both available on Ravelry. I do want to do the hat, too. We'll see. I loved knitting these. They did, you know, for color work, they went really fast. And so I'm very happy with the way they turned out. So that was finishing mitten number 3 was my
Okay.
one FO for the week. And then this is my FO number 2. This is called Zigzag, and it is a chunky color work cowl. And it took me just a couple of days because it's done in
Yeah.
chunky yarn. And it's Zigzag, Z-Y-S-Y-G-Y is how it's
Okay.
spelled. But it's by Laura Ayler.
Okay.
And it's got this, just this fun, this looks good in both variegated and solids. Now I've got the variegated going on, but there is this cool little motif that
Yeah.
kind of creates these knots that runs along the diagonal. And I 2 days, man, done. It was quick. Big needles, big yarn. So that's for my FOs.
Okay. What I'm working on this week is my chili pepper. I've showed you the pattern before. My Fiber Wild. So I had sleeve 1 done. I think I showed you sleeve 1. I finished sleeve 2 now, and I wanted to show you my little hack for stitch holders. Like this one's on the traditional big pin, but very often when I need to hold stitches, I go pull out a smaller size circular needle, put my sleeve on there, and then just put point protectors or these stoppers on. And I use that as my stitch holder. They're very easy to knit back off of.
Yeah.
So where this you can't knit off of, this is really easy to knit off of. So like when I did the Radari, I did the same thing. I had both sleeves on small circulars, and yeah, then you can knit right off of it.
I use those flexible stitch holders all the time.
Yeah, that's what you said.
You've got them in the shop, and depending upon your needle size, you can knit off of them too because there's a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can't, you can't. Because
Right.
if you need a bigger needle, well then maybe that doesn't work as well. But I use those flexible things. I
Yeah.
don't use my pins anymore either.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing is I just will take a cable.
Okay.
You know, for my interchangeables and stick them on one of those cables. And I mean, I don't even close the cable up. If I just use a really long one, they're not going to
Yeah.
come off. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't like using yarn. Like people say they use scrap yarn because the stitches tend to sink down in, and they're really hard to get back up.
And then when you put them back on the needles, you get a line where the sleeve start and the bottom where you come back to them. You get a
Yeah.
lot. You can see the line. It's noticeable. And you know, sometimes it'll block out. Most of the time,
Yeah.
actually, it probably does block out.
Yeah.
But I know it. I've noticed it. So,
Uh-huh.
and I'm thinking, no, I've been knitting in the round this whole time. Why would my gauge change? So I don't
Right.
believe. You
No,
know,
it's Yep.
it's not gauge. It's that's sitting on yarn.
Yeah. And then this is, I cast on for the body. So you can see it's quite squished on. There's 374 stitches. But I think at the bottom, because it's all A-line, it's over 60 inches wide.
gotta
You
be.
know, so that's why it's so big. And I'm just praying that I don't have it twisted.
That's always the joy of
yeah.
a large cast on.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, we're okay. And I started putting my markers in where the pattern's got to go. I can't count. I'm going to have to just, I took all the markers out that I thought were right, but then I ended up 4 stitches short. And I'm going to go back and do it all with these pins, the light bulb pins, so I can move them if they're in the wrong spot.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, then I'll be able to count, I think, because obviously it takes me 2 or 3 tries to get to 144.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. This is what I'm going to finish this morning. It's a cowl. It's color work. It's knit from this direction on down. So there's the neck edge, if you will. And it comes down, and then it makes these wonderful, it's this kind of a tree motif.
Those are beautiful.
I just love it. Okay, it looks all squishy now, I know it, but blocking will cure that.
Yeah,
This,
and
you
getting
know,
off the needles.
Getting it off the needles, because it is kind of squished on. It's on a 24-inch needle, and it's quite wider than that. So this is a test knit. I'm not concerned about showing it, because it's not secret. And it's part of an ebook by Stephanie Lotven, Telly Bean Knits on Ravelry. And she came out with this, it's an ebook of 3 cowls, all 3 are color work. And this one will be out, I'm thinking in a week or 2. Because the ebook's been published, and then as she, as she's completed, it's like the first one came out about 2 weeks ago. The second one came out like Thursday or Friday this week. I did see that it came out, and then this one will be out. This is the last one of the 3.
Okay.
So, yep, I've got, I think, I'm on the ribbing on the bottom. I think I've got like 8 rows to go or something like that. So that'll be off the needle. So that's coming along nicely.
Yeah, that's looking pretty.
Let's see, this one. What's in this one? I just grabbed all my project bags. Oh, this is my other test knit. This one I don't know if I can publish yet. I'll just wait on that one. I gotta talk to Lisa about that. And then I have this one. This is my sweater. It's the saddle shoulder construction. And I am, oh my God, don't get all tingly here. I have not connected it in the round yet. Okay, I'm almost to the point where I've got enough increases on the front. So it starts out with the saddle shoulder construction, and that is done in this black. And then I'm using this variegated, but I'm holding 2 together. So it's fingering weight held double.
Oh.
And the reason I'm doing that is, well, the sweater, first of all, called for a DK weight, and I didn't have any DK I wanted to use that I liked. So I stashed over and found some black, and you only need about one, since it's fingering held double, you really literally need 1 skein of the, and I just split it. And then this is 2 full skeins of, I've got 4 of them. I was going to do a sweater, a fingering weight sweater with it. Well, I've got 4 skeins of it, and it should be enough to do the body, being held double. So we'll see. I mean, it creates a really nice fabric. I love fingering held double like this, and so it's called Bear River. That's the pattern name, and it will have a garter neckband on here as well.
Oh,
when this isn't the neck edge. There's a pickup for a garter band, and then it'll be 3/4 length sleeves. Depending upon how much yarn I've got, I may make them long.
Oh, okay.
You know, well, being a sweater like this, I think I might like long sleeves.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I think I might. And then the bottom, it has a split hem, and the bottom hem is back to the black, and then the cuffs are black too.
Okay.
So, that's, I mean, I didn't get much done on it, you know, but I love this yarn. It's got so much color in it. But one of the nice things about taking these two heavily variegated fingering and holding them double, there's no alternating skeins.
Right. No pooling.
No pooling,
Yep.
no alternating skeins. So you get a really nice variegated yarn. And I'm thinking so far, okay, I got maybe an inch done here at most.
Yeah.
And I do
it's
like
pretty.
it. It's pretty.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a really cool sweater. So that's what I got going, and I didn't finish my mittens, my cuffish ones that I showed last time
yeah.
with the tans and grays. I didn't finish them yet. I didn't even give them any love this week. Didn't, you know? Well, I was working on that other mitten.
Yeah.
So that, and then I was working on this a lot this week.
Yeah.
This was, you know, I think, I don't remember when I cast this on. Well, no, I do, because we
You
were...
just wound it last week.
We were winding it Saturday. After we podcasted Saturday, we were winding this green yarn, and I'm going to tell you, there was never a green yarn more tangled. It was terrible.
Yep.
So we had it on the Swift, and we took turns just winding and untangling. It was crazy. I mean, and we literally wound it by hand because it was such a tangled mess.
Yeah.
And so I went home and I cast that on Saturday night, and it will be done. It'll be done this morning.
Okay.
Easily, you know, with
So
only 8 rows to go.
A week and a day.
A week and a... Yeah, basically. And I think I worked on it... I don't know if I gave it love every day this week or not. I don't know. But it's a pretty easy, you know, follow the chart, do color work.
Color work holds your attention.
It does.
I know on Radari when I got to the yoke, boy, I didn't stop. I started it and I think I finished it a couple days later. Just, you like doing it.
So, you know, speaking of color work, we're starting a sweater knit along in January, a color work one.
Yep.
And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to steek. We have decided, Joanne and I, we want to steek, and we're going to hold each other's hands.
Yep.
So, I have a color work pattern all picked out that I want to do. Nobody needs to do the same pattern.
No,
And if you don't want to
anyone you
steek
want.
and you want to do a pullover, pick a color work sweater. Okay?
Yeah.
We are going to do a color work knit along, and we're going to steek ours because I want a cardigan. And so you don't have to. That's not a requirement.
Right.
But we're going to get together in February, and we are going to do a steeking party.
Yes. A Saturday in February. Probably like the third Saturday in February,
Something like
maybe?
that.
Something around there. We'll do a steeking party here. So hopefully we can get together with bunches. If we can't, we'll just have 6 of us and do it then. But yeah, we'll get together and steek. And steeking can be just the armholes too, because we were looking at a pattern that is color work, but only the armholes are steeked. So that would work too. That could be done at the steeking party.
Yes. So start looking.
Yeah, start thinking about what you want to do. Picking out yarn. I'll tell you this, I suggest not a superwash for color work. I think color work is better in non-superwash. It's a little stickier. It holds in place better. And then also as you wear it, your floats kind of felt in on the back. So in the long run, it'll last longer and hold its shape. So don't pick out superwash. The one I did, I love that Cascade 220, the regular Cascade 220, not superwash. I loved using that.
Okay.
So I might use that again. Otherwise, I'll pick a DK. I was going to look for an Aran or bigger, but I decided not to. You know, with my hands getting sore last week, it just made me remember I don't like big needles. Size 7 is the biggest I like to go.
Well, I am going to use worsted, I think. I think I'm going to use worsted because I'm pretty sure the pattern I've got picked out is called Descent. And I'm pretty sure that was worsted.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'm going to do.
There was a brand new one on Ravelry yesterday that I looked at. Well, I think it was new anyway. It was in the hot right now. It was called Maja, M-A-J-A cardigan. And I might do that one. It was kind of a cropped cardigan, but where the blue solid was in the middle, I'll just make that longer. And so then it'll be a full-length cardigan for me. That one looked kind of neat. It had like vines going this way and then that way. So, yeah, I might do that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I'm excited for that one.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm okay waiting till January because there's too much
going on right now. You know, too much Christmas knitting, I suppose, even though I made a decision, not doing any.
Oh.
Not doing any.
I made a decision not to spend any money on Christmas.
There you go.
You know,
then you're doing Christmas knitting.
Yeah, so I'm making presents, a lot of sewing, and a lot of knitting. But 3 quilts, I got to make 3 full-size quilts.
Oh my gosh.
Well, one's done. It just has to be quilted.
Okay.
Becky's, the quilt as you go that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I have 3 colors done, so it's 36 blocks done so far.
Out of how many?
144. So those go pretty
I don't know
quick.
when she's going to do all this.
Yeah, those go pretty quick. Oh, yeah, I'm notorious for finishing Christmas presents on Christmas Eve night. I just will be... When the kids were little, it was making their dresses on Christmas Eve night or the day before if we were going somewhere on Christmas Eve. I'd always be making the girls' dresses at the last minute because I knit them or I sewed them. They always had pretty Christmas dresses, usually matching.
I think I'm going to have to talk to Cora. You know what? No, now that I think about this, if I don't knit something for Christmas, I might be disappointed.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Cora. If I could knit her something for Christmas, that might be fun.
Oh, make her a sweater to match that red sweater you made for yourself. One you just did.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I have some more of that red yarn.
Uh-huh. Or what sweater what weight yarn is it?
It's DK.
Because if you did the size small and used fingering, it probably would fit Cora.
I can get the same color yarn and fingering.
Yeah.
I might even have a skein of it at home. Oh, now you got me thinking, man, this is just not good.
That would be cute.
Yeah, I do have to knit her some slippers, but that'll be it.
Yeah, I want to make some slippers. They're called woodland slippers.
I've seen those, that like out of a chunky yarn.
They're cute.
Yeah, I've seen those on Ravelry. Actually, I think, you know what? I think they're in my queue.
Yeah.
You know what? I should knit some of those for me. I'll have to find some chunky yarn.
Yeah. And that too, I think I go with the scratchy stuff. You know, not superwash. Superwash be too slippery for slippers.
Interesting thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot of thought-provoking things going on here.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Well, certainly I'm going to be pondering today.
Okay. All right.
So.
Well, you have a good day pondering.
I will.
And let's say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.